Here is one of our if statements, and this if statement right here, it shows that if they have guessed the word wrong or in the letters 6 different times, then it will show that the game is over, and right here it will add 1 loss to the win-loss. Then later on in the if statement, if they have guessed the word correctly, selecting all of the letters within those 6 guesses, then it will show that the game will be over, and it'll add 1 win to the win-loss. Wait. Paused it.
Oh, Alt P. Hello there. I'm going to be talking about the if-else statement. I've got a good example of one right here in compare. So it's a public static Boolean compare. This thing will be returning either true or false, and it's bringing in a Boolean A1 and A2. And right here is our if-else statement. So this right here, this if is acting like kind of like a switch, looking with 2 options, either case 1 true or case 2 false. And it looks at whatever the result of what is in these brackets is, and if it is a true, then it will do whatever next after it, or you can, if you're OCD like me, you can put in brackets, or if you want to do more than one line of code, you can do brackets. And and so if it's true, it does what's right next, and if it's false, it looks for an else. And the else will run whatever's right after it. Next we have the if-else if. Over here in our get input thing, I modified one of our validation methods to use it. Let's see what we got. I'm getting really close to the camera there, I just realized. I should probably back up and give you some personal space there, so I'm not taking up your whole miniature screen of a box, which is probably over here. Let's see. Validate number, I'll be walking you through that. Validate number is run by number, and returns either true or false to let this function know whether or not that is a valid thing. Let's see. It is handed the number that is guessed and the maximum number. It checks. It starts and initializes Boolean valid as false. Then uses this switch case here to go through and ask and see if it's anything from 0 to 9 to 0. If it is, makes it true, moves on. But that's not what we're interested in. What we're interested in is what happens next. I put in some control here so that the menu this is run from menus. If the menu has a maximum number, all menus have a maximum number of options. It's handed to it there. So now this checks it against the maximum. So if the number that was guessed is over the maximum, make it no longer valid, and let them know that that's not a valid number, because they should know, dang it. And rerun this to get it again from them. Recursion, not the best, but oh well. I might fix it later if I have time. Alright. And then, after it's done evaluating if that's valid, I don't know, if it's true, it does this and kicks out. If this is not true, then it'll, okay, so if this is above, if the number they guessed, I can't talk today, if the number they guessed is above the max, then it'll kick them out, and then it'll check. But if it's not above, then it'll skip down to this else and say if it is less than 0, because I did not put any menu options with a number less than 0 in. If it's less than 0, then also make it invalid, and we'll let them know so, and ask them again. And that's an if-else if ladder. It just kind of keeps going down. You can put as many as you want. And the beauty of this over a case statement is that you can have, this doesn't have to be the same thing as the variable there. This can be, if chicken is less than 0, then do something else. I don't want to be chicken, or I don't want to use chicken there because we don't have a chicken, and it wouldn't be useful.
Here's our switch, and in the switch it runs the option switch function, and within there it goes to each of these cases, case 1, case 2, case 3, and then case 4, and it goes to these cases and selects the correct case, which it is working with, and then it executes whatever is in that case. From there, if it does not find a correct case, then it goes to the bottom, and we have it set that it will default, and it'll print out this line that is written right here in the code, displaying that to the user while they're within that function.
Next, we shall be discussing the for loop. Now, we're using this for loop right here to run the entire game and make it repeat. And by entire game, I mean the game within a game, because our program supports playing multiple games of Hangman in one session. So this for loop will run each game and then return a win-loss. There it is. All right. So this for loop goes from here. Nope, this one. From right here all the way down to, I can't see yellowness, all the way down to here. And it is controlled by the int game over. As long as game over is 0, it will keep going. Game over starts as 0, and it will be done once game over is greater or equal to 1, just in case something horrible happens. Don't know how, it shouldn't happen, but in case it does. So this for loop here is basically running our entire game and turn system. At the end of it, no, not there, here. Take me to the end of it. There it is. There we go. At the end of each time that is run is the only time that it will be modifying the game over. It's checking with these if statements to see if you've lost or if you've won. If you have lost or won, it will make the game over, and it will return whether or not you have lost or won.
Here in this while loop that we're using, it's for user input, and the way that we have it set up is basically sanitizing what their input is to make sure that it is a correct input. So right here, if they input something that is not correct, whether that's a number, multiple letters, symbols, then it will continue to ask them for the input displayed in these 2 lines of code. And then once they do select a correct input, then it comes down, it validates that yes, that is indeed a letter in the alphabet, and it returns that it is true, returning to the guessed character, and it no longer will repeat this where it was a true input.
Next, we're covering our do while loop. Get input a variable. Yes, it's that one. I took my notes there. After I cough, I shall explain that this is the start of the do while loop. It is a while loop controlled at the end. So you're starting with a do something, and here we're doing number in scanned on number in equals, we're setting a number to the next number that is typed in, and so the first thing it does is it does that, and then it checks, should I do it again? And I'm using that should I do it again to run the validation, or to check if it's correct for that number. And again, it'll do equal equal. If it's false, then it will continue to ask them for numbers. And as long as it is false, it will continue to ask them for numbers. Once it returns true, then true does not equals false, and it stops asking them for numbers because we have a valid number. They're no longer trying to enter in cat for their menu selection number, and then it returns number, and we're done. This one.
Okay, here's our array. In this, the user enters a difficulty level, and here within the difficulty is the list of the options of words that are within each of those difficulties. So their difficulty is selected, and it is inputted right here if they selected the easy difficulty, and then there's also a random number that will be inputted. Say that random number is 3, it will then refer to the word list and count 3 in, so 0, 1, 2, 3. The word would be bird that they're to guess, and then it returns that word in all uppercase, ready for the word to be guessed by the player of the game.
Next, we'll be covering how a loop can go through the different elements of an array. So we'll be doing that looking at that in check word. So here in check word, it is handed the word character array, the character it is to compare against, and then a found index. So I think we might have ended up not even using the found index. Might have to take that out later. Starts at 0. This for loop starts at 0, and as long as k is smaller than the length of this array, it will run it and keep adding it at the end of each run. So we start here for. Oh no, we are using found index. Using it for keeping track of what letters are guessed. So found index equal at position k 0 equals character letter, or no, sorry, check letter, which is right here. And we're handing it the word char array and the character we're comparing it against, and we're actually handing it this k as well because we need to compare something in this place too, as well as the found index for that one. So down here in check letter, it has, oh good golly, let's see if I can wrap my head around this again. I just peeled it off. So it initializes found it as false, a boolean found it as false, and says if this, so it's comparing the letter here to the letter that's in that position of the array of the word, and or if it's true, or if it has already been guessed in the past, then make it true. So this is basically each time that this is run on the word, it is rewriting the index of has that letter been found or not, and it should be making it true if it's already true, or if you've guessed the letter. And hi there. Next we'll be playing the game. Do a little let's play of this code we made. So first it has to compile it. There we go. Compile it every 2 minutes. So let's start with a new game. We have our nice little splash screen here. Tells you what you're playing. You're playing ManHang. And in case you don't know what that is, it's a hangman game. And in case you don't know what that is, 1 to 4 players. I need to fix that because I don't want to do 1 to 4 players. It'll be 1 player. Easy, medium, and hard difficulties. Guess the letter, find the word, or die. So we have a couple options here. Let's run you through all the options. We have a new game, help menu, and encouragement menu. Now in the finished version, that encouragement menu will be linked to, will be executed by you getting a letter wrong. So when you get a letter wrong, it encourages you. So let's look at the help menu. Rules, how to play, select player, difficulty, select, return to start. So Let's look at the rules. 1. Player has to guess a word 1 letter at a time. 2. Player may guess up to 6 letters wrong before they all lose. 2. How to play. Select number of players, select difficulty, guess a letter on your turn. Again, that number of players will be gone. 3. Player select, that can be gone too. Difficulty select. Now we have 3 different lists of words here. We have easy words, medium words, and hard words. And based on what you choose, you will get a different word. The encouragement menu I had fun with. Let's look at that. So we have gentle encouragement, boost confidence, self-worth enhancer, and helpful suggestion. Let's look at gentle encouragement. It is keep trying. It's not life or death for you. Boost confidence. You shouldn't be able to guess many more wrong. Guess another letter. Let's see, what's 3? Self-worth enhancer. Thanks for playing when you could be out doing something better with your time. And 4, helpful suggestion. Too hard? You might want to try an easier difficulty. Really. Alright, now let's go ahead and play a game. Select difficulty. Let's select difficulty 1. Now options are take a turn, give a hint, 1 point, 1 point penalty, but random letter. 3, help. Oh yeah, help just takes you back to the help menu. 4, skipped player's turn, that needs to be taken out. 5, return to start, to restart the game. And it will be presented with this menu each time a turn happens. 6, alphabetize words to get for a body part back. Now this is something a little non-standard for Hangman games. It can alphabetize the word for you, so it becomes a word scramble too, but you get a body part back, so you get a guess. And 7 or 8 are to show you the lowest and highest letter. It's kind of a hint. Let's take a turn. Let's guess a letter. I like the letter O. There's no O in this. Okay. You can see it's starting to draw the Hangman board. Let's take another turn. A. Nope. Take another turn. I. Well, this doesn't seem to be going anywhere very fast. G. C. J. We lose. Let's take one more turn. D. Okay. And here it has, we have lost. We have lost 1 time. Our percentage of wins is 0 out of the times we've played. And it is now presenting us with the option to play the next game. And that's roughly Hangman in a, not in a hat, why would I want to say in a hat? Hangman, I can't remember the phrase I want to say. That is Hangman, as far as it is implemented at this point in time. Roughly playable. It's not a game that I like to play though, but it's playable. There we go. Nope, that's still not how to pause the video. There we go. While reviewing the video, I remembered what I wanted to say. It's in a nutshell. It's Hangman in a nutshell.